Hi, I am Anna. I come from www.ntvforex.com. China, Brexit, COVID big headaches for FX analysis. http ntvforex.com News ID 41E98C98 2029 17:54 p.m. With no major U.S. economic reports scheduled for release this week, the dollar is set to take its cue from political and pharmaceutical headlines. NBSP President Trump was busy this Labor Day weekend throwing out threats to decouple from China. NBSP China toughened its pressure on Australia by accusing an Australian journalist of carrying out illegal activities. Currencies and equities sold off in response as this increase in trade tensions foreshadow more negative headlines in the weeks leading up to the U.S. election. NBSP Trump also suggested that a vaccine could be ready in October, but general skepticism and overall concerns about the safety of a fast-tracked vaccine has investors shrugging off this comment. NBSP USD JPY fell hard at the start of the New York session as 10-year Treasury yields plunged 6% in the early trading hours, and this move drove all of the Japanese yen crosses lower. The worst performing currency today was sterling. NBSP EU-UK Brexit talks headed in the wrong direction after Prime Minister Johnson threatened to walk away from Brexit negotiations if the EU does not budge on its demand. NBSP internal frustration is rapid as the UK government's top lawyer quit over Brexit withdrawal disagreements. NBSP According to Germania S. Scholz, the latest signals from London do not raise hopes for a Brexit deal, and a disorderly Brexit would be a real disaster for Britain. NBSP The same could be said for the EU, but the UK would most certainly bear the brunt of the pain. NBSP More losses for the euro are likely ahead of this week's European Central Bank rate decision. NBSP German industrial production weakened, and while trade activity improved, it was due to lower exports. NBSP The ECB will be worried that the Eurozone recovery is losing momentum and virus cases are on the rise. NBSP We've been bearish Australian dollars for some time, and our concerns about the currency's outlook has only intensified over the past week. NBSP Australian media companies pulled all of their journalists out of China. A 5-day diplomatic standoff between the two countries ended with Australia rushing to evacuate 2 journalists. NBSP China also accused Cheng Lei, a popular Chinese-born Australian journalist, of illegal activities. NBSP Escalating tensions with its largest trading partner is bad news for Australia, particularly at a time when the government extended the hard lockdown in Victoria until September 28. As the infection rate declines more slowly than they hoped. NBSP The economic consequences of trade tensions and the virus puts AUD/USD at risk of falling to 70 cents. NBSP The New Zealand dollar also fell sharply and could extend its losses if this week's PMI numbers are weak. NBSP The Canadian dollar will be in focus tomorrow with a Bank of Canada rate decision on the calendar. NBSP At the last monetary policy meeting, the central bank said economic activity is improving as lockdown measures eased, but rates need to remain at current levels as it will be a long climb back to recovery. Since the July meeting, we continue to see improvements in Canada's economy, with retail sales picking up, jobs being added back, the unemployment rate falling, and manufacturing activity accelerating. NBSP While the Canadian government is worried about the 25% rise in coronavirus cases over the last week, the curve is flat compared to other countries. NBSP However, the sell-off in U.S. stocks and the slowdown in the global recovery will have the Bank of Canada concerned about their own economy. NBSP They may also be asked about whether they will follow the Fed's inflation strategy changes, and while they may not make official adjustments, they could admit that inflation is low and be allowed to exceed target at times. Subscribe our channel to receive the news as soon as possible. Thank you for watching. If you want to read real-time news, text messages to MT5 Expert Advisors page at https://mt5.expert.advisors.